Is very early in the morning. If you read the title, it says "I want to sleep" because that's kind of what I want to do right now. I got up this morning, man. Got up this morning and what was I doing? Oh, I sat on the toilet, like put the lid down, and I sat on the toilet for like it felt like forever, but it was probably more like 5, maybe 10 minutes. And I was just sitting there trying to collect myself and trying to wake up. Unfortunately, um, none of that really happened. So we're going to be drawn for 20 minutes, and then I got to go work on my own commission, my own commission, and I got to get more work done on that. I'm feeling kind of ashamed, really, that I haven't got a lot of it done. I've been working on it, but the days that I'm off, I don't get the work on it. I missed yesterday. I was so upset with myself. Where's my eraser? Oh, my eraser's over there. I'm not going to erase anytime soon. I was so upset with myself. Like, just really upset with myself. Like, man, you can do better than this. You're better than this. Practice what you know, and go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do the drawing, and just never did. I watched 30 Rock on Amazon, and then that was the day. After 30 Rock, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go to bed. It's late. I don't have. It's late. I'm gonna try to get up early and draw. What I'm trying to do, what I've been meaning to do, my big goal is 4 hours a day, 3 to 4 hours a day. Um, but another little like micro goal that is involved with drawing is like I don't want to do drawing late at night. I don't want to be getting home at midnight, um, midnight 12:30, and have to be like, oh well, I should be going to bed, but I need to go draw. You know, I don't want it to be like that. And a lot of the times it's like that because I refuse to get up at 5, um, because it sucks. And yeah, it just sucks. That's why. So I refuse to get up at 5 because, well, it sucks. But I also don't want to draw late at night because, well, it sucks. It's tiring. Well, well, it's not physically tiring, but I'm generally tired because I've been working or I've worked all day. And I want drawing to be like a pleasurable pastime. Sometimes it's not pleasurable because it's not like I'm on vacation and I have all the time in the world and I can just kind of sit down. Like, you know how you're on vacation? Sometimes people on vacation will go and sit back and read a book on like the beach, right? That little stereotypical type of like behavior, or that's something you've seen in movies mostly, um, like 80s and 90s movies, early 2000s maybe. But you know, I lost my train of thought because I haven't had any coffee. It's early this morning, but it's like when I go and do these things, it's more like, oh man, it's just part of the day, and less of like an enjoyable event. You know, I almost get more satisfaction sitting down, doing nothing. Actually, I do doing nothing and drinking coffee for a minute, for 5 to 10 minutes, where there's where you're able to look out the window and kind of just collect yourself before the storm of the day. Every day, I don't know if you know this, it is, or maybe it's just me, but like when you become an adult, it's just a storm of things that you have to do throughout the day. Just a series of things you have to do throughout the day. And it's not like, none of it's like necessarily you want to do, it's just more like you just have to do these things to like live, you know? And so I get almost more enjoyment in the morning of the day drinking a cup of coffee, collecting myself for 5 to 10 minutes. It's like meditation. Hey, well, thank you. It's built. It's turning out well. It's turning out well. It's just gonna take a long time. Um, I look forward to be able to being able to in hour long clumps, chunks. Right now, I'm only able to do about 20 minutes at a time, and eventually, once I go to hour long chunks, the the drawing's going to start really getting a lot of momentum and start developing really well. But right now, just got to kind of, you know, be thankful and work with the time that I have, really. Oh my gosh. Did I make a mistake? I may have made a mistake. I don't think I did. Maybe. Anyways, I hope I didn't make a mistake. I'm looking at something and I feel like I made a mistake, you know? And I'm like, no, no, did I do that? Um, but I can't wait to get into working on an hour long chunks, not 20-minute intervals every day. But I did miss yesterday, so that's what happens. All I'm saying though, drawing for me at this moment and for I guess not my entire adult life, but like once I became like an adult, like a parent, you know, drawing became sense and less of an escape, a hindrance and less of a hobby, a job, and an enjoyable activity. Once I became a parent, it became really, really hard to it's not that I don't enjoy it. It's just like I'm having to like sneak off and draw when I have little bits of time, and it feels more like I'm trying to squeeze an extra bit of work in a day, and I don't like that. It's that makes the entire process, the entire excuse me, I am not feeling great. I'm like really under the weather. It makes the entire act of drawing a rather, I would say, it's not as enjoyable, man. It's just how it is. But sometimes, honestly, a lot of the great artists, you know, what you have to do to be, I don't know, not that I'm saying I'm great, but like what you have to do to be above average or good, you almost have to do it regardless of how you feel. You know, Stephen King, man, that writer, he writes like every day, and he's like a book machine. He is a book machine, and I guarantee you now it's like habit, but um, I guarantee you there's some times where he's writing and he's like, I don't really feel like doing this. You know, I don't feel like doing it. Actually, maybe at this point he's been doing it for so long, it's almost like how some people, no matter what they do, they always wake up the same time of the day. Now it's probably like no matter what he does, always going to be writing at a certain time of the day. No matter what, he probably can't change that habit. It's probably like brushing your teeth by this point. By that point, like he just wakes up and this is when he writes. You know, it's become so ingrained in his day to day. You know, and that's what I want it to be. I want art to be for me is like more like a habit and less like a passion project. I know it sounds robotic and all, but like you almost have to be that way in order to get better at something. You don't get better at something because if you get like a hobby, you know, you get better at something because you're not really obsessed, but you are consistent and you put in the reps, you put in the hours, you know. you can tell, like, so artists that do things as a hobby, you can tell, you know, because they're not putting their all in it, you know. And you don't want to put, if you're treating it like a hobby, you don't want to put your all in it, because it feels like labor. It feels like you're working at times. Drawing is work, whether you like it or not. Well, that's good, man. Hope you're doing live streams there, bro. Hope you're doing well with it. So that's my 2 cents. Maybe next year or a year from now, my opinions change. You know, because we change as you read more and more things, and you experience more. You experience more experiences. Really, the way that you view things change, and you grow as a human being, for better or for worse. Hopefully, it's for better. You know, and as of right now, drawing is more of a chore than it is a joy for me. And I am okay with that. You just got to learn to be okay with some of those things. It's not a bad thing, you know. Some people look at that when I say it, they think I'm putting it in the lens of being negative. No, it's just what it is right now. And in the future, I look forward to it being less of like a chore and more like something I truly enjoy, you know? And so that's what I'm trying to shoot for, because I really do enjoy it. At this point, for me, drawing is a chore, but when I get done with the drawing, it is a very gratifying event. There's a big accomplishment, a big sense of finishing something, doing something that was intense, labor intensive, something that was hard, something that was difficult, something that makes me better for me, makes me a better. And I'm not saying like a better person in the sense like, oh, I'm like more philanthropic. I'm like a good person. Like I've become a like a more good person. I'm saying like just a better person to art, maybe a better person just like in discipline, as a disciplined person, as a disciplined person. And I'm not saying that positive negatively. Like some people like say disciplined. What are you're just full of yourself. Like no, I think certain skills people should try to strive for, and I think people should try to be better each day. When I was at work, I would have managers tell me that we would have like meetings each day, or not meetings each day, but like maybe a meeting a week. And one of these managers, I remember he said, I try to learn something new every day. And I thought to myself, I don't know if that's really true for this person. Because if you tried to learn something new every day, you would get like 365 new skills a week, not a week, a year. And if you built up your skill set to have 365 new skills each year, you would be a very, very rounded into like skills. You would be skill maxing everything, you know. You'd be like an engineer, a mathematician, a scientist, a beautician, dietitians, a pediatrician. You'd be all of it. And I'm not saying he wasn't trying to learn something new, but not to the extent that he was probably trying to portray in the meeting, And I think he was doing it more to be inspirational to his employees or people that are a level below him. Not necessarily to be like, oh, I really truly do try to improve each day. Saying that wasn't the case. I probably at this point need to erase this. just a little bit. So what I'm learning with these grid drawings is I'm trying to figure out, what I'm learning is when to not erase the grid. Like sometimes you might want to keep it in there for a little bit too, you know? And I'm just trying to like navigate when I should keep it and when I should remove it, because it's not like the artists that do grid drawings or do this approach really talk about it, or at least I haven't encountered it yet. And I'm sure there's a meta for it. I'm sure there's some sort of like strategy that works better than others. But at this point, you know, it's not like I'm the art tutorials online are good but not great. So they don't like talk about these small micro things. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But the reason why I tend to overthink it is because I want to be able to explain it to someone who's never done this technique, and I want them to be able to do it step by step, almost as if it would be like a recipe, you know. And so it's experiences like, oh, I'm getting better at it as an artist, but I should be getting better explaining how to do this, so that maybe someone's like, hey, how do you do this? Well, here's how you do it. Here's step 1, step 2. Okay, don't erase your grid until you're at like step 10 type of thing. And that's what I'm trying to ponder and work around at this point. Not much of an eraser, but I messed up here, so I need to remove some things. But it's good knowing that the eraser does its job and removes the tone pretty well. So all I'll do is just kind of build up the value range a little bit more. Maybe I should move up. Well, I only have 2 minutes, so I kind of just worked on the hair a little bit. Maybe it's because it's early in the morning and I was avoiding things, because I wanted to build this up so I can start moving a little bit more to the left or right of the drawing. I don't really have a process at this moment. As I said, I would like to know how other grid approach, and I would probably need to go look around, and maybe what I do is start getting very micro with my YouTube and Google search to see tutorials and how artists approach this stuff. And I just have to hope that a lot of it's not under a paywall. I don't want it to be under a paywall. If you have YouTube and you have a big following and you have enough to get monetized, I don't think you should be having paywalls. I bring this up a lot, you know, because you probably, like, I understand you want to have like multiple streams of income where you have, oh, I make money off my YouTube videos, and I also make money off of my more in-depth art tutorials online, you know. And I actually think just do one and you might have more people that appreciate it more. Caveat to that, if I want to be devil's advocate about that, there's also people that don't establish value with what you're doing unless you're charging for it. So there's also that. So if you're selling something for free, people tend to be a little bit sus about your intentions. Like, oh, it's free, it must mean this guy's not good, or not. Yeah, this must mean this guy's not good, etc., etc. All right, we're going minutes, and typically on the 20-minute mark, that's when I gotta stop and I gotta start doing my commission. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna come back to this tomorrow, fingers crossed, You have a wonderful day. You stay warm. I hear there's a big storm coming around in the whole of U.S. So, thank you. Cheers.